Hey there viewers, it's Charlie. I'm back again with another Transformers review, and today's review is going to be on Legacy Hot Rod and Iguanus. Now surprisingly, these guys are the first core class figures I'm reviewing on this channel. I know, surprising, because, well, people are saying that the core class is actually really good, and yeah, I can definitely see why. Why have I been skipping the core class until recently? I have no idea. I guess I just wasn't interested until now. And boy, that was a stupid decision because I am really enjoying these guys. But well, of course, we have to take a look at the packaging first. And for the core class packaging for Legacy, unlike Kingdom's core class, they actually come in boxes instead of on cards. And I'm all for that decision. Mainly just because it's easier to open boxes than it is cards, in my opinion. So, let's start by looking at Hot Rod's box. Yeah, there's no bubble, so it can be easy to just tear this, take the figure out. Well, it just tear this, cut the thing, just take the figure out if you wanted to. That is a concern, which I was ignorant about in my review on Bulkhead. So yeah, that definitely is a concern. But if anything, I'm pretty sure it's probably just going to be a concern on like core class figures, because they're the most easy to like rip, because they've just got like the one bit of wire to cut. I'm not sure. Well, for the box, we've got the picture of Hot Rod in his vehicle mode here. We've got his name right here. The side artwork, as always. The other side artwork, which shows the Autobots. So we got Prime here, Hot Rod, which, well, of course, is the guy I'm reviewing. RC, which I'm yet to find, because for some reason Pulse still has her scheduled to arrive in July, even though she's on like store shelves right now. Blaster, which I've got the Kingdom version, and Bulkhead, which I have reviewed. The back, which doesn't have the QR code. The QR code is somewhere else, which I'll show soon. And we got a sad onion there. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the box for Hot Rod. And for Iguanis, pretty much the same deal. The open deal here. Iguanis is motorcycle mode, his robot mode, this side, and one cool thing is, unlike the box for Hot Rod, which shows the Autobots, this one shows the Legacy Decepticons. So we've got Megatron, Dragstrip, Iguanus, Skywarp, and Kickback. So if you put them together, you get the full mural, which is kind of cool. The back of the box, of course, there's no QR code. I'll show what that is soon. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the box. And if you want to know what the QR codes are, they're on the backs of the instructions. So if you want to scan this, go ahead. Sorry that it's sideways, so it fits on camera. But here we have Hot Rod's QR codes, so you can go ahead and scan that. There you go, you're welcome. And for Iguanis, there you go. And now I can finally get onto the figures. Now let's start with Hot Rod. And this guy is basically a repack of the Kingdom Hot Rod figure. Well, the core class one. And I'm pretty sure this was meant to be a Legacy figure, which was just pulled to the Kingdom line, kind of like Blaster, but that's just my guessing. But looking at this figure, it's basically a small version of Hot Rod's vehicle mode. There are some things missing, like the Autobot insignia here. The pipes don't cover the back wheels. And this is a faux part, as you can see here. But come on, it's a legend size figure. What do you expect? Now for this guy's accessory, he comes with this sword. Okay, I can just go on here. I don't know, maybe you could put a blast effect on here if you want. Maybe you can, yeah, put a blast effect on the back. You can just turn this around, and maybe this could be like a little gun-like thing. Hey, it's just an idea. Another accessory he comes with is the full-on spoiler, and these can actually combine. So yeah, that's something else you can do. So yeah, that's a pretty basic. Now for the guy that I was most excited for, Iguanus. Now, if you know the original G1 toy line, you know that this guy was originally a pretender. So it's nice to see the pretenders getting some love again. So this guy is pretty much a combination between the pretender shell for the robot mode and the inner robot's vehicle mode. So we can see. See that the tails forms a seat. Yeah, this guy does fall over quite easily because there's not really a kickstand. You kind of have to balance it. But well, for this guy's weapon, he comes with this. I don't know what this is. Like the letter H. Maybe for hooray, the pretenders are coming back. But this can just plug right onto the motorbike. And if you want, you can just put a blast effect right into here. So it's nice to see that the Legacy's not fully phasing out the blast effects. It just seems to be inconsistent on what figures can have them or not. But well, I might as well just show this right now because I am missing a figure right now. If you have Hot Rod, Iguanis, and the figure I'm missing, Core Class Skywarp, then these can actually combine. Oh, I'm putting that in the wrong place. This is the first time I've done this. But yeah, you can put the sword in here and then put Skywarp's accessory right into there, and that forms some huge weapon. The reason I don't have Skywarp is because, well, I got Hot Rod and Iguanis from Hasbro Pulse, and for whatever reason, they don't have Skywarp available yet. Yeah, I don't know. But once I do get Skywarp, I'll show the full combined weapon. There we go. But well, that's pretty much it for their vehicle modes. So let's get onto their transformations. Let's start with Hot Rod. Usually you'd expect this to form the chest of the robot, but as we saw, yeah, it's a faux part. So for this guy's transformation, we're going to lift this up, split the legs, lift up the back of the vehicle, compress all this up. So these are the legs. Get the arms down, and just plug that into the back, and there we go. Now for Iguanus, his transformation is definitely more involved, especially for a legend-sized figure or a core figure, in my opinion. So what we're going to do here is unplug the legs, spin the foot around, and then spin the entire leg around at the knee. So just turn that at the pivot, spin that around, lift that up, then spin that around. Take the arms and unplug them from the front wheel. Like so. Take the motorcycle wheels and just orientate them like so. Spin the waist around, so this guy actually does have a waist rotation, which is really cool. Then take this, lift this up, and then just move that to the back. And here we have Iguanus in his robot mode. And yes, it's based on the Pretender shell instead of the inner robot. So this guy's taken after original Fallen Bludgeon. And I do quite like that approach because, well, the Decepticon Pretenders had some really cool shells. Like Octopunch, Thunderwing, this guy, Bludgeon. So yeah. So having a look at the robot mode, starting with Hot Rod. Yeah, this is a pretty standard figure in my opinion. Having a 360. Yeah, not much to say aside from the fact that his head's hollow. I mean, like, you can literally stick his sword in there. So people have joked that, like, this guy's brainless. But once again, this is a core figure. But, well, still a bit disappointing. Even for the size. We're looking at the face. Just noticed there's a bit of orange at the chin. I'm not sure if that's like paint chipping, paint mishap, if that's intentional or not. I'm not sure. But that's still a pretty nice head sculpt, in my opinion. Minus the hollowness. And of course, we can just give him the sword. Or if you want, you can actually just remove the... You can remove the spoiler. And he can hold out like a crossbow. If I can just get that in his hand, there we go. Or I can just plug the sword into there. If you can hold on to it, because there we go. But yeah, Hot Rod is meant to actually have the spoiler on his back, so there we go. Now for Iguanus. Now this guy is impressive. I mean, For one, they've taken the Pretender shell, they've shrunken it down and still given it articulation, which we'll get into soon. And second, like, the wheels on the back, I'm pretty sure I meant to homage that soul weapon that you can give to the inner robot, because I'm pretty sure you can put that on the inner robot's back, and it sort of looks like this. If you wanted to fully resemble the shell with no kibble, you can pop these off the ball joints though if you want. So if that is an option. Probably a 360. This guy does have detailed from the Pretender shell. I can't speak anymore. The head is that of the shell, so it's that of some sort of a lizard monster. And yes, this guy can also hold his weapon. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And well, for these guys' articulation, for Hot Rod, his head can go side to side. His arms can move, although the spoiler does get in the way. This guy can T-pose, although you can be careful not to pop a ball joint. So you can sort of T-pose. It's been so long since I've experienced ball joints, because for most War for Cybertron trilogy figures, like, they have been using ball joints, aside from the head. But well, waist, there's nothing. At the elbow, of course, we got the moving elbow. The legs can go forward, it can go back. It's got knees. These can swivel. Of course, you can do the splits, but there's no ankle pivot. So that's Hot Rod's articulation. And for Iguanus, despite the shell being a brick on the original figure, they've actually given this guy some articulation, which is amazing. So the head can, of course, move. The arms can move, although, of course, the wheels get in the way. Got elbows, which can swivel. You can T-pose. But due to the transformation, his waist can swivel. His got splits up to there. And, of course, he's got the ankle pivot. His legs can go forward that far. Back about that far. Knee joint. And I can swivel, although that's a bit tight. So yeah, for a core figure, this guy's actually quite poseable, and that's really cool. Now if we just give Hot Rod his weapon, there we go. That's pretty much all I have to say about these two. Which one do I prefer? Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Iguanis. Like, Hot Rod is cool, but I think he's missing a bit of paint. So well, seeing how he is a Legends size figure, maybe like I can't speak. I don't know. But yeah, I just think he's missing some paint here on the legs and all that. But with Iguanus, I just think that they went all out. Like, he looks like the shell of the original figure. He's well poseable. The transformation is really fun. I just really like this figure. But well, for every good, there are some negatives. And for Hot Rod, well, I've already mentioned the paint. But I also think that the transformation's a bit boring. Sure, this part's a bit cool, but you, like, fold that up, but yeah, I just think it's a bit boring. The whole head's also quite an issue for me. But yeah. But for Iguanis, well, I can't really think of any complaints. Yeah, like, I like this guy that much. I can't think of any complaints. Well, maybe, nah. Like, I just want more pretenders in this style, and I'm pretty sure we are getting like a Skullgrin in this style, according to rumors. But yeah, so do I recommend these guys? Well, for Hot Rod, well, there are better options. There's the Studio Series one, or if you want the full-on, well, if you want just Hot Rod, there's the Studio Series figure, but if you want a Rodimus Prime, then go for the Kingdom figure, but if you have like a Legends style collection, then this guy's not bad. But for Iguanis, yeah, I definitely do recommend this guy. I mean, seriously. This guy's got a really fun transformation, really cool looking robot mode. He's well articulated for his size, and I just love this guy. So, yeah. So, that's pretty much all I have to say about these guys. So, yeah. Hot Rod is meh, and Iguanus is amazing. Well, this has been my review on I nearly said Kingdom. Well, I suppose I can go for this guy. But this has been my review on Legacy Core Class Hot Rod and Iguanis. And this is Charlie Young, signing off.